Hello and good morning. This is Ethna Green Living here, and I am here because I have another video on time management. The first video I just talked about laying the foundation of it, just getting you prepared to make your schedules. And then the second video I talked about you and putting yourself first. It really is so important. And now in this video I want to talk about how to actually kind of put together a schedule that's authentic to you. It's not going to look like other people because your life is not like other people's if you're working from home and if you're homeschooling. If you're not, you definitely can still watch this video and make some adjustments, but because I am a work at home homeschool mom, I did kind of gear this one towards someone who would be working and homeschooling or taking care of small kids, and we're talking about a job that's inside of the home. So I am going to do this for the AM person and for the PM person. It's going to pretty much be the same content, just the hours are going to switch around some. And I'm kind of using the basis of working 3 to 4 hours, homeschooling 3 to 4 hours, sleeping about 7 to 8 hours, and about 3 hours for meals. And we know it doesn't take 3 hours for meals, maybe for dinner, or an hour for dinner, but it doesn't take an hour for lunch and breakfast. But that time allows you for prepping the meal, cooking or serving, preparing the meal, and then clean up after. And then I'll tell you what you do with the extra time that's there, because we don't want to have any idle time in our lives and we don't want to waste any of that. So hopefully you guys did your assignments and you wrote down how you wanted to spend your you time, you know, what you wanted to do during that time, but also what things that you do, and hopefully you decluttered, organized, so that we all kind of start from a clean slate. So I think the first thing is kind of sounds easy, right? But most of us are not as consistent as we should be. You have to set your wake up time and you have to set your sleep time. So the first thing is establishing your schedule, your routine, and it's important that as much as possible you stick with it. Okay, so I have a schedule here for the AM person. Now, if you're coming over to check out my handwriting and see if my spelling's correct, then just stop the video. This is not for you. But if you are struggling to get it all done, to have a time and space for everything, to work from home, to be able to support your family and bring in some extra income, then this is for you. Because if you're really concerned and you really care, you don't care about how it looks. You just care about results to count. But the AM person one is waking up at 5, and what they're doing is they're front loading their day. They're waking up, they're doing their self-care, they're prepping for the day, tidying up, waking up their kids and getting dressed in 2 hours. They're taking all of that up front. That's the first thing that they're going to do. I left all this blank intentionally. And then at 8 o'clock they're getting their kids to bed with their night routine. Now, if this does not take you an hour, this extra time, however long it doesn't take you, that's going to be your zone cleaning time. Time where you can just kind of tidy up, zone clean, just do a quick wipe down of the house. 9 o'clock, spouse one-on-one time so that you can spend time with your husband or your wife, and really just connect and bond with them because it's so important. And then from 10 to 5 is your sleep time. Okay, well, maybe you don't want to forefront your day. You don't want to wake up and have to do all that. You want to wake up and kind of get yourself together a little bit. So maybe you're just going to wake up and get dressed for maybe 45 minutes, and then maybe 15 minutes, wake your kids up and get them dressed, or maybe 30, whatever works for you. And then you'll just jump right into your day. But at nighttime, after you get the kids to bed and have their night routine again, that extra time will be your zone cleaning time or whatever you need to make up from the day. And then you have your spouse one-on-one. See, at night from 10 to 11, they're having their quick, tidy self-care and prepping for the next day, and they're sleeping from 12 to 7. The difference is the time they're waking up. It's a 2-hour difference. So obviously the time they're going to bed is a 2-hour difference. But that's why I was asking you, what kind of person are you? I want you to know yourself so you'll know. Do you want to wake up and take care of everything in the morning, or would you rather take care of everything at night before you go to bed? Next thing is establishing when your meal times will be and getting set meal times. There is nothing worse than a hungry toddler. There's nothing worse than a hungry, tired toddler. And even we as adults get cranky and tired when we don't get enough sleep or we eat too late, So by having set meal times, you already know what to expect and when to expect it. Okay, so keep in mind, are you person A or person B? And I'll just go through person A, then person B. So person A, the one who woke up at 5 o'clock, they're having breakfast and cleaning it up by 7. They're having lunch and cleaning it up by 11. They're having dinner and cleaning it up by 4. Okay? If you a person 2, you're having breakfast about 9, lunch about 12, and dinner about 5. Next up is setting your nap time if you have really little ones. Even if you don't have little ones, everyone can benefit from some quiet time. Everybody needs quiet time, even if it's not nap time. And this is time they can be independently reading whatever their books are. They can be listening to playaways and watching views that you can check out from the library. They can be exploring kits that you can get from the library. They can be doing busy bags that you put together. And actually, in my educational playlist, I have videos on those kits from the libraries. I have videos on just little hands-on busy trays and activities. So during that time that they're resting or that they're quiet, you want to establish that good, like really good for the toddlers. I mean, you need to start with that and do it every single day consistently for about 2 weeks, and that's very important that you do that. And the reason is because after about 2 weeks, maybe a month, I don't know, depending on your child, only you know. I'm just giving you guidelines and you take it and run with it. You chew the fish and spit out the bones, okay? But the reason why this foundation is so important is because we're going to come back on top of it if you have older kids, and we're going to homeschool during this time. So it's imperative that while you're homeschooling your big ones, you're not constantly having interruptions from your small ones. They know this is what we're doing, and they are doing it. They're not coming every second to ask you something, and for water and for this and for that. And because you have already established and met the need before the need arose, now you don't have to continue to stop from your lesson. You can focus on homeschooling your child, your older ones, because the little ones knows what's expected of them, and they're already familiar with that. If you don't have homeschoolers at this time, you have little ones, definitely 5 and under, they nap them. I know you may say they don't want to nap them. If you play the music and all those different things, the playaways, maybe some essential oils, they will take a nap. And if you're not homeschooling during this time, we're gonna go ahead and fit your work in there. But again, you need to make sure this step is done first before you try to work and you've got kids screaming in the background. That's not professional and it's not cool. Alright, so here's person 1. This is the person who woke up, who furnished everything. They've got everything tidy, everything prepped, laid out, ready to go before they even got their kids up and dressed. They've already filled their cup with their self-care time. And now they've had their breakfast and they've cleaned up. They've got 8 to 9, 9 to 10. What can they do there? They can homeschool. They've got their lunch and clean up. They've got from 12 to 4. At that point, if they have bigger ones, they can homeschool more, and then they can work. All right, we got our dinner and our cleanup. If they didn't work here, they can work here. Or if they worked here, they can homeschool here. Do you see how that's working? So if you have toddlers, then at this place you are doing homeschooling or just tray work, learning activities with the little ones. And then while they're napping, you're working. And then after dinner, if you have more work to do, you're working a little bit more. Or you're just being present, which is the best gift of all, and being with your family, enjoying them. All right, let's go over to that person who woke up at 7. They woke up, got their kids ready. They had a whole extra hour. So in this hour, if you wanted to, you could have your self-care And what I mean by that is if your self-care is running or exercising or yoga or whatever the case may be, then the kids can be doing similar. So if you're riding your bikes, then everybody's riding their bikes. If you're running, then everybody's running. If you're doing yoga, then the kids are doing kid yoga. You understand? Like that time, everybody can be doing something similar. And if you're not an outdoor person and you don't want to take that self-care, whatever, or even if you are, while you're doing your self-care, the kids can be listening to a playway. They can be listening to morning read-alouds, and that could be their morning breakfast or their morning basket. And then they have their breakfast and their cleanup. But look here, you got 10 to 11. You want to do nature study. You want to do walk. Homeschool. You got your lunch. So basically, this child has been outside all day, has been getting their energies out, have been, creative. Parents have been out and enjoying, and now we're going to bulk it, and now we're going to just homeschool straight from this time to this time. Then we've got your dinner and your cleanup, and, you've got 2 hours that you can work on your business, or give or take. So this person's working a little bit less, and this person wants to be outside a little bit more. And they prefer a chunk of homeschooling versus breaking it up like this person over here. But same thing, kids to bed, spouse. But also this person, they took, again, they're tidying up and all that stuff for the nighttime. They prefer to do that once their kids are in bed. And they prefer to devote every bit of time pretty much to the kids while they're awake. So these are just some tips and, ideas. It's not perfect. It won't fit everybody. I know that. But I'm just trying to help and kind of guide you along the way in a little bit. So if you have an appointment, doctor's appointment, dentist appointment, you're going to be sure to schedule it during this time. Doctor, I need to have my appointment at 10 o'clock. I need to have this at this time. If you've got sports, then probably your sports would go here. If you need to go to the library, this might be a good time for the library. Over here, your appointments probably could go here. Your appointments, your library, your errands, grocery shopping, if you have to do that during the weekday. And this again is homeschool work and family time. So it may look like park, it may look like games or sports for older siblings, and while the older siblings are having sports, then you can go ahead and be reading to the little ones at the park. While they play, you read, etc. So anyway, hopefully this helped you guys out. Okay, now you fill in the blanks. Whatever blanks were left out or whatever modifications you think you need, it's just a guide to kind of help you out and get you through. But I know that you can do this, and I am here supporting you and rooting you on, and so are so many other people. I just want you to know you're stronger than you think, and that you can do this. You can run this race, right? This is in us. This is what we were made to do and created to do, to be keepers of our home and serve our families, and we do it well. We should do it with grace, and we should do it with a smile on our faces, because it's a privilege and an honor. And I just thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video. I will be having a night one follow, but this is the AM one. And if you have any more questions, or if this wasn't quite what you were thinking, you wanted a little more help in another area, just let me know. It's kind of hard to think about what everybody could want or need and to make it, because, well, I've got soccer, well, I've got dance, well, I've got this, well, I've got that. So that's why we left those extra blocks of time, so you can kind of schedule that in there. And again, this is just your bone. So you can do the rest. Like, you can juggle it around and figure it out how to get the rest done. But I am proud of you for at least attempting, and because you watched this video, lets me know that you're on it. Lets me know that you're excited, and lets me know that great things are going to happen your way. Until next time, blessings.